name is Lauren Kagan, and today I'm going to be talking about T1D. So does anyone know what T1D stands for? It stands for type 1 diabetes, and I'm presenting and going to be talking about this actually because I have type 1 diabetes, and it's kind of something that hits close to home, and so actually it affects a lot of people around the world. About 30 million people alone in the United States have diabetes, and about 1/4 of them don't even know they have it. And about only 5% of those 30 million people have type 1 in particular. So it affects a lot of people around the world, and it kind of affects your day-to-day life. However, you can still live a normal life with it. But let's dive in a little further to what it actually is. So the pancreas serves many functions to the body. Most importantly, it produces the key that allows sugar to enter our blood, to enter the cells in our blood, and it's used for energy. So that key is called insulin, and without it, sugar stays in the bloodstream and actually can have really bad effects, including death, and can be very harmful to the body if it's in the bloodstream and does not enter the cells. So a lot of people think you can get type 1 diabetes through having a bad diet or being overweight or just eating too much sugar. But that's actually not true. It's typically genetic, type 1 is anyways. And the body, the way it works is the pancreas, the person who is diabetic, their pancreas cannot process sugar the way a normal person can, and therefore they don't have insulin. So it's kind of a blood sugar roller coaster on the day-to-day. You can have high blood sugars and low blood sugars. High blood sugars mean that there is too much sugar within the bloodstream and not enough is getting into the cells. And low blood sugar means the exact opposite, where there's not enough blood sugar in the bloodstream and the cells aren't getting enough sugar that is needed. Some high levels, although it's not terrible in the moment, over time it can be life-threatening and lead to death. Some high levels that if you know you're high, you feel sluggish, you have headaches, more serious things can lead to kidney failure and heart disease. Some low levels, if you don't have enough blood in your blood sugar in your system, you can be shaky, you're hungry, you're disorientated. You can eventually, if it's very bad, you can slip into a coma, and it could eventually cause death. And this picture kind of just is a joke, more of so like the roller coaster of what the cycle of a diabetic high and low blood sugar balancing scale goes through on the day-to-day. So if you have a low blood sugar, you might be hungry, you might binge eat to try to raise your blood sugar. So that leads to a high blood sugar. You may take the right amount of insulin, or you may overcorrect, which leads to another low blood sugar, which starts the cycle all over again, which is kind of a joke, but at the same time, it's something people with diabetes think about every single day. Every moment of the day, you're thinking, where's my blood sugar at? How much insulin do I need to take? How many carbs do I need to ingest? So it's kind of overwhelming, but it's just something that's always in the back of your mind if you have diabetes. So a lot of people, you guys might be thinking, oh my God, how are you alive right now? Like, how do you have any energy if your body doesn't produce any insulin? Well, since I'm a diabetic and my pancreas doesn't produce insulin, I have to manually take it. And there's 2 different methods to take insulin. Although there isn't a cure yet, the forms of treatment are insulin injections through the stomach or the insulin pump. So insulin injections is you manually count how much insulin you have to do and inject it into your stomach or your hips or the back of your arm or your legs or any fatty part of your body. The insulin pump, on the other hand, administers it for you. Personally, I do the injections. I don't like the pump because it's kind of like this weird thing that sticks out on the side of your body. You can't really wear tight clothes or dresses, or you can't go swimming or do physical activity without having to take it out and doing injections anyway, so I think it's kind of a waste of money. So I do injections every time I eat carbs or sugar. So, the beginner's guide to surviving type 1 diabetes. This slide is more meant for a joke because when I was first diagnosed with diabetes, the hospital gave me a pamphlet with these actual bullet points times 10. There were so many bullet points that I had to know how to regulate my diabetes with, and I think a lot of it's a joke. Like no eating between 3 hours, checking your blood sugar every 3 hours. That's obviously not going to happen if you have a busy schedule. An actual thing that the pamphlet said is, if you don't follow these rules, you may have complications including death, which seemed crazy, but I don't think that's very true. I just think they were trying to scare you. But I thought I'd throw this in just because I think it's kind of funny. So in all, type 1 diabetes is an incurable disease, and it affects millions of people around the US. However, although you may have to change your day-to-day lifestyle a little bit, you can still live a normal and full life with it. Thank you. How long is that?